Hi, I'm John with New Leads in Life. Work with New Leads in Life to have a new lease on life. In this video, I'm going to be going over how you will never go broke again when you own your audience, specifically owning a Facebook group. I'm going to show you how to build the group, why it's important in the first place, and how owning your audience is going to give you that freedom, that peace of mind that you'll always have something to rely on and you'll never go broke again owning an audience. So I won't waste any more time. I'm going to get right into it. Okay, so what you need to understand about audiences is you need an audience to generate referral income, right? Yes, I said it. You need an audience to generate referral income. Why do you need an audience to do that? What you need to realize is even the most successful agents offline, right? So the guys who have never even, don't even have a Facebook account open, right? Even those guys have an audience. Now that audience might not be in the cloud somewhere or on a giant database or a CRM, but they have people in their phone book who mutually have them in their phone book as well, who know about them, even if it's just something as simple as that. They've got a rolodex of people in the community who they can call on at any time that they know, who know them, right? If they have a couple billboards plastered on some, bus shack benches around town or whatever, it's a common thing we do in Canada. You'll see people like real estate agents, they'll have like a bus bench, they'll have their, name and their stuff on it. You'll have insurance agents do the same thing sometimes. If they have that, and they have people who know who they are, they have an audience, right? Again, it may not be a very robust audience, but they have some sort of an audience, a group, and an audience, to me, the definition of the word audience that I'm using is a group of people who would know enough about them and their product and care enough about them to buy from them. It's a group of people who know and care enough to make a purchase. That's what an audience is. And they've proven that because they've been able to do that, right? So every successful agent, whether they're online or offline, they all have an audience. Okay, we have that established. Now, the audience is also how you start getting your business to come to you instead of constantly chasing it. And now you can spend all that time that you were spending chasing people scaling, right? Because let's just think practically about this. You're no longer chasing people down, spending 5 hours a day knocking on doors, picking up the phone and cold dialing, whatever it is. You're now spending that time on phone calls. So not only are you getting more leads, you're also answering the leads that you're getting more, and you're selling more. So you're getting more leads plus you're selling more, which means it's not only the volume of people you are speaking to is increased, the volume of people you need to reach to book your appointments is decreased, which means you have more time to take more meetings, which increases again and adds more revenue. I mean, this is a basic concept. You understand how this works. I don't need to over-explain it. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, it's super important. Having an audience is how you get people to come to you instead of constantly chasing people, right? That's not a cycle that you want to be stuck in. You also learn to build the flywheel effect. What is a flywheel effect? I'm sure if you've watched this YouTube channel, or quite frankly any of my channels for a while, I talk about the flywheel effect all the time. It's something that I've developed for my business. It's not a concept that I came up with, but it's something that I have developed for my business. And it's essentially, as the name states, you generate a flywheel in your business. So what a flywheel is, for those of you who don't know, it's a machine on a motor. When you pull your lawnmower, you're pulling on the flywheel, and what you're trying to do is generate enough momentum, because the way it's shaped is once the flywheel gets going, the momentum of the flywheel is what keeps it going forward. So the flywheel is a piece designed on a machine that's essentially made to use its own momentum to propel it, right? And that is what you can do in your business by having an audience. Because in your audience, we start here, we got to do a couple pulls and start getting the flywheel spinning really, really slowly. But what ends up happening is you don't need to pull anymore. You don't need to pull on that string. You just have more people coming into your audience who turn into clients, who refer more people into your audience, who turn into clients, who refer more people into your audience, who turn into clients, who refer more people into your audience. You see what I'm saying? You start to build that flywheel, okay? And that is how you can ensure that you'll never go broke again, because you're using your own momentum to propel yourself forward, right? And it just grows exponentially as more and more clients start. You need to do less and less work. You need to pull that, I can't remember the word for it. You need to pull on that flywheel less and less for it to continue going, right? Once it gets started, there's no stopping it. It's another analogy you could use is a snowball rolling down a hill, avalanche or something like that. But I just chose flywheel. So why do we build our audience on Facebook groups as opposed to somewhere else? That's a great question. Well, let's take a look at some of the alternatives, right? So, for example, you want to build your audience on Instagram. Cool. You're going to have 10% of your people at best see your posts and your stories. So not the best way to notify people. Now you do have people stored where you know where to message them every time, but it's also not a very professional platform, Instagram, so you also have that. Facebook, kind of the same thing. They're pretty similar. You might have a few more people see your posts, a couple people comment. It's maybe a little bit better than Instagram, you could argue, but your Facebook profile is still not perfect. Let's try building our audience on TikTok. Well, you can't even really DM people. You can't send them links. You can't, like, the chat on TikTok is abominable. It's literally the only thing that chat is meant for is to send videos back and forth on TikTok. That's what they have that designed for. They don't want you to go off the app. They don't want you to send links. They don't want you to do anything else. That chat is designed for you to send videos back and forth to your friend on TikTok and stay on the platform. It's not designed for anything else. So, you can't even talk to people on there. How are you going to get them on meetings, right? You can't even send them your calendar link. Good luck. So Facebook groups eliminates these problems. Number one, you can store your leads for later in what essentially is a social CRM, right? Because you are able to notify these people at any time, and you're able to get almost all of them to see. I'll get to that in a little bit. But you can also warm these leads up with group posts and contact them at any time. Now, the amount of people who see posts from groups that they're in on Facebook is way higher. We're talking, like, depending on the group, depending on your activity and stuff, we're talking 40 to 70% of people who are in your group are going to see the posts that you're making, as opposed to about like 10% on Facebook and Instagram. So increasing from, 10, 15% to 40, 70%, that's huge, first of all. Now, you can also warm these leads up with your posts as well. So you can start not just storing your leads, but also have them become more familiar with you. And you can notify these leads whenever you're in a pinch and whenever you need a little bit of extra cash or something. The Facebook group feature has a feature where you can mention everyone by tagging at everyone in your Facebook group. So you can make a post and you can tag at everyone. And the best part about this is the person on Facebook, in their like notifications tab, they're going to get a thing saying, it doesn't say, Bill tagged everyone in the group. It says Bill tagged you in a post in this group. So it looks like it's an individual tag. So they're almost guaranteed to see it if you do that. You need to be careful you do not spam that everything notification, because eventually people will realize. Like if you keep, at everyone every single day, eventually people clue into it and they stop clicking on the notification anymore because they know that you're just whatever. But if you use it sparingly, people will click on it and they'll want to know what's up because they'll know it's an important notification. So whenever you're in a pinch and you really want people to see something, maybe you have a new deal on some insurance product, maybe you have some new thing you're offering, whatever it is, right? You can start to notify everybody in your group. So that's a super stellar thing. And then if they have notifications turned on their phone for Facebook as well, I don't, but I'd say more people do than don't. They're going to get a notification. So you're literally able to like get a notification while their phone is off. Their phone is going to buzz. They're going to look and see somebody tagged you in a group post. So Super, super powerful. That doesn't really work on Instagram, right? If you make a post, you can't just tag all of your followers. You know what I'm saying? You can do that on Facebook. So really, really, not just Facebook, but Facebook groups. So that is why we use Facebook groups. Now, how do we monetize these groups, right? Because, you need to monetize things. If you're never going to go broke again, you need to know how to make money from it, right? Well, number one is you need to keep the community active with daily posting, right? And keep in mind, all we want to do is make sure people remember you in a positive light. That is the key, right? You want people to remember you, but you don't want people to remember you for being an annoying idiot, okay? So do some daily posts, but just make it something as simple as, and so many people stress over this when I say, I can't post every day. Do you just post one thing you've learned about insurance every single day? Maybe you helped a client sign a new deal and something never came up before that you solved. Oh, hey, this client had this, and it allowed him to get X amount of extra coverage. If you have this too, shoot me a DM and I can get you the same amount of coverage. Today I learned something about insurance, right? Can be something as simple as that. And that's something people will see. They'll go, oh, okay, yeah, that's an interesting fact or an interesting tidbit. Glad I saw that, and kind of move on with their day, right? But you just want to keep them keep yourself fresh in their minds that they remember you. That's the biggest thing. Now, once you get to the point where you've grown this audience, you've got, 200, 300 local people in there, now you can start making two-step posts, right? Once there's enough members, you don't look like an idiot anymore making these posts. You can start making them. So don't make the mistake of making two-step posts when you have absolutely no audience, because you're going to look like an idiot because no one's going to respond to you, and it's going to be a bad time. So what is a two-step post? Let me clarify on that. A two-step post is a post with, it's a post with two steps, right? It's a post with two steps, but it's divided into two steps. The first step is you make the post that's something that's meant to grab people's attention. So for example, I put up a post saying, hey, I just helped such and such client save $500 a month on their insurance bill. That's a little insane, but I'm just doing this for shock value. If you want to figure out how to do the same thing, drop a comment below. So that's the first step of the post. The second step is people will actually comment, and then you'll respond to them, right? So a two-step post is just simply a post meant to garner attention, get some traffic going, and then you respond to those people. But if you're making those posts every single day, asking people to respond to you every single day, and nobody responds to you, you're going to look like an idiot. You're going to ruin your frame with your prospects, and none of your prospects are going to want to message you because you're going to look like an idiot. So be careful. And again, I'm not saying use this sparingly, but just know when the time is to use these posts. Start with just keeping the group active first, just giving value, not expecting anything in return. If people comment on your post, by all means, reach out to them and see if there's anything you can help them with. But don't look like an idiot and start just making two-step posts and you have 4 people in your group and tagging all of them. That's a quick way to burn through your group, right? Now, monetizing the audience. Step number 3 is this. Message people from those two-step posts and book them on the meetings, right? So that is how you start to monetize your group. You keep it active, make sure everyone's all warmed up, everyone knows who you are. You start making two-step posts, hammering them home, doing the add everyone every now and then when you know you got a really good post and more people are going to respond. Or if you see a post where you have way more people responding than usual and you know that's a good one, tag everyone and, hey, make sure you see this post, right? So you can do that sparingly, right? And then you want to message those people. Shoot them a quick message. Hey, just seen you come from my post, do you have such and such insurance? No, I don't. Are you looking for that? Yes, I am. Would you like to set up a call? I sure would, right? It's that simple. A lot of the time it isn't, but most of the time it is. So that's really what you want to be doing, is building your group through Facebook, owning your audience, having those leads in a stored place where you can warm them up, save them for later down the line in order to capitalize on them and monetize on them, and be able to have way more people see the content that you're posting every single day. Now, if you enjoyed this video, we cover all of these things and how to monetize Facebook groups way more in depth on our Growth on Demand course. I even include 2-step post examples and messaging scripts. So I give you the examples of some of the posts that we've had that have been successful, other agents have had that they've had great success with, and the scripts that they were using to book people on meetings as well. That's all included in the course. You learn how to funnel people in your Facebook group into the first place using Reels and TikTok, so you can have your group up to 200, 300 people in no time and start really drilling these 2-step posts down. We also give you a guide on how to create compelling content that can get you organic leads fast. So if you've never done content before, you don't know how to drive people to your Facebook group, it's one thing to know how to set it up. It's one thing to know what you're going to do once you have the 200, 300 people in it. It's another thing to actually get those 200, 300 organic leads. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave the link in the description of this video, or you can shoot me a message if you have any questions. I'm on every single social platform. You can just look up my name or check the description for my profile links. Hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Peace.